Hello, I'm Bob McFadden of the band Et2Bruté and the Conspiracy. And I'm here in front of the White House, just as we were a few weeks ago when we filmed our brand new video for our brand new song, All the People of the USA. I'm back because today I'm hoping I'll get a few minutes with President Trump because I'd like to speak to him about the importance of him keeping some of his campaign promises. Very important. Hope he'll see me, and I mean, he might even change his mind about a few of the ones I disagree with him. You know, who knows? I mean, he's human, right? He's not like a mannequin with a wig and a red hat on, right? We'll see. Hello, Mr. President.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for seeing me. I know you're very busy, and I appreciate you taking time out. I'm coming to you as a concerned, patriotic American.
Patriots indeed.
And I'm here to ask you to please keep some of your campaign promises. Others, you know, I would love to talk to you about that if you have enough time later on. But I'm just talking about the ones that you promised to us during your rallies and during the debates and during the interviews. And the first one was that, and I'm sure you remember, you said it many, many, many times, that you're going to repeal and replace
Obamacare. Very complicated stuff.
With something much, much better, believe you.
Believe me.
Ooh, okay. Congress right now, they have repealed it, but they have no plans. After 7 years, they have no plans to replace it.
Excuse me.
It's ridiculous. So, since you did say you're going to repeal and replace with something much, much better, believe you, I'm saying we need you right here to put a halt to this repeal without replace.
Right.
Now, if you remember on 60 Minutes, sometime about a year ago, you were on there and the interviewer on 60 Minutes said that you said to him that all people will be covered.
Right.
And he said, who's going to pay for that? And you said the government.
The government's going to pay for it.
So what I'm saying is, that's two birds right there. Repeal and replace Obamacare.
Right.
All people are covered.
Right.
Paid by the government.
Bigly.
And then you also said all through the campaign, you're going to drain the swamp. Drain the swamp. Drain the swamp. Well, I'm saying you could kill three birds with one stone here.
Right.
You can repeal and replace Obamacare with something much, much better, as you said. And the only thing better than Obamacare is universal health care. You even said that everyone will be covered and the government will pay for it. So that is universal health care. And you can drain the swamp by getting the insurance companies and pharmaceutical companies that are bribing Congress. More than half of Congress is bribed. That's the only reason we're the only country in the industrialized world that does not have universal health care. I mean, It's ridiculous. I'm talking about Canada, England, Italy, Japan, France, Spain, Israel. We give billions every year to Israel. They've only been around since 1948. They've had universal health care since 1948.
There's nobody more pro-Israel than I am.
So please, kill three birds with one stone there. You will repeal and replace Obamacare with something much, much better. And you will.
Right.
The second promise was government pays, everyone's covered. And the third one, drain the swamp, get those pharmaceutical companies. That's why the cost of our medicine right now, you can get some from Canada for $40. It costs $400 here. It's ridiculous.
Right.
And the insurance companies, they should not be between us and our physicians. It's that simple. So please, keep those three promises kill three birds with one stone. Number two, the other one that I've been hoping that, and I really appreciate that you are waiting so long with this little talk. I thought this is a German beer that's made in America.
America first.
It's owned by Budweiser now. They're owned by Budweiser, and St. Louis, Missouri. So I'm thinking that maybe we could have a beer.
I don't know what I said.
I could find
I don't remember.
There, I got it. Anyway, back to the thing. Number two, Social Security. You were the only, and you talked about this a real lot during your campaign. You're the only.
Thank you.
Cheers. Anyway, the only Republican, and you said this over and over, who is going to protect Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid.
I'll save Social Security.
Now, right now, even as we speak, House Speaker Ryan is talking about vouchers for Medicare.
I'll save Medicare.
And people in there are talking about, after, they'll cut taxes for the billionaires, but they're talking about gutting Social Security, raising the age and all that kind of thing. That's not protecting Social Security. Now, look, if you do the universal health care, I don't mean look, please, with all due respect.
Everybody loves me.
If you do this universal health care, you kill three birds with one stone. If you do lift the cap for Social Security, lift the cap, it's that simple. You'll keep two of your campaign promises. You said you're going to protect Social Security. Medicare and Medicaid will be taken care of under the universal health care. But you said you're going to save Social Security. Right now, it's the cap is $118,000 a year.
Right.
As soon as it hits 118, they stop paying towards Social Security. Now, I'm not saying lift it right there. I'm saying go up to 250. So all of the middle class and working families are still paying the exact same amount they are now. But above 250, lift the cap and let those people pay the same percentage that we're all paying and they are paying, but let it go on. Millionaires will pay into it. Billionaires will pay into it. And you can keep another campaign promise besides protecting Social Security.
I'm going to fix it.
Billionaires like you will pay more.
I'm really rich.
It'll be true. And it'll go towards a fund that was stolen from in the trillions of dollars back in the 80s and the first decade of this year. Anyway, if you could do those two things, kill three birds with one stone,
Right.
Universal health care.
Right.
Kill two more birds with one stone, save Social Security.
Big league.
That would, I'm talking about universal health care. They'll probably call it Trump care. You love that. You love your name on things. Come on. Anyway, before I go, just a couple of things I don't like. I'd love you to change if you don't mind. You drinking or not? Anyway, the wall. I'm saying instead of spending $20 billion on a wall and creating hardships everywhere.
Nobody builds walls better than me.
Border Patrol. I know you already bolstered up the Border Patrol.
Right.
In your first few days of office, the executive order.
Big league.
But also bolster it even more if you like. But I'm saying stations every 10 or 20 miles or 30 miles or 40 miles, whatever distance, and fill it in with drones. Not drones with guns, not drones with bombs. I'm talking about drones with cameras. And it's simultaneous. It tells the closest Border Patrol to go there. It's so much cheaper than 20. It just doesn't make any business sense. And I know you're a business guy. Anyway, the other thing I really, really don't like, and I know you want me to go, and I know you have other people waiting, but you said that you're going to cut regulations
Right.
75%. Now, cutting regulations 75% for small businesses, that's fine, because you shouldn't need 2 or 3 licenses to paint a house. That's ridiculous. I don't even know if it's 2 or 3, whatever. But large corporations, you cut regulations 75%, that means air pollution and water pollution. We already have 1 Flint, Michigan. Let's not have 10 more by the time you're out of office, okay? So let's not cut 75% regulation for large corporations, the ones that you're giving tax breaks down to 15%. Our treasury is going to be shrinking. Tax cuts to the billionaires.
Right.
And then they'll come to us and say Social Security has to be gutted and Medicare. Don't fall for it, please. But anyway, the other part of the regulation thing is do not cut Wall Street regulations, please. You saw what happened 2008. I know you made a killing on it. Millions of us lost our jobs, our homes, and our savings.
They're losers.
Please.
They're just losers.
Do not cut regulations on Wall Street.
Losers.
It's crazy. Anyway, please, and another thing that's crazy is no registering people because of their religions or something like that. That's just too. I don't know if it reminds everyone, but it reminds me of Nazi Germany. But that's just me. Anyway, release your tax returns. That's another one.
Nobody cares.
If you don't, it just shows that there's no conflict of interest. You have 7 countries where you're not allowing people in there for 90 days for extreme vetting, as opposed to vetting. And you have 3 countries, Egypt, Saudi Arabia, trying to think of the other. I'll think of it in a minute. But you probably know it.
Turkey.
You have business interests in those 3 countries that you didn't bar from coming in here. Saudi Arabia, 15 of the 19 alleged people who were on those planes were Saudi Arabian. Come on, come
Right.
on. No registries. Jeez. Anyway, last thing, and I'll be out of your hair, and I really appreciate you listening.
Thank you.
Voter fraud. The craziest thing I ever heard is the Republicans are trying, and you especially, is trying to say that people are going to risk fines, prison, and or deportation in order to vote in a state that's already bright blue.
Right.
It's not, what's the difference if you lose California by 10 million votes or 15 million votes? I'm sure it's not that much, but I know you lost the whole country by 3 million votes. But
Everybody
so
loves
California
me.
was a big thing. But deportation, people who are afraid of deportation, people who are afraid
Everybody
of getting
loves
fined,
me.
it's tough enough getting people to stand in line one time and vote on election day. That's ridiculous. The real voter fraud is the suppression in the Republican-run states.
Right.
They suppress the vote. They require state-issued photo IDs.
Right.
Now, people in the inner cities, they don't have licenses. And maybe there's one place in some of these Jim Crow states down south where maybe they have one place to go get it. It's one day a week, and it's the day that they have to work one of their 2 jobs. So please, if you're going to talk voter fraud, it is the suppression of votes in these Republican-run states that the elderly don't have a driver's license. The inner city people who take the subway don't have a driver's license.
They're losers.
It's ridiculous. So that's the voter fraud thing. It's not people trying to vote twice or 2 different states and all that kind of thing. It's the voter fraud is the suppression of the vote. Finally, you're getting all your information. It seems to me you're getting all your information from Fox News, New York Post, The Inquirer, Breitbart. It's all an alternative reality.
I'm very highly educated. I know words. I have the best words.
You had alternative facts. We have alternative reality here. So please stop watching Fox News.
Fox and Friends are so
reading
great.
the New York Post, The Inquirer. I mean, these are just suggestions. I mean, I'm sure you have an opinion of your own.
Brian and Steve and Elizabeth. They're great.
I'm going to get out of your hair. All right. Please. Universal health care. Save Social Security. Killing 5 campaign promises with 2 stones. 5 birds, 2 stones. Please. Give it a try. And then the other stuff, take it with a grain of salt. Thanks a lot. I really appreciate it, your time, and I hope you enjoyed the beer. Thanks. Which way do I go out?
Get him out.
Is it this one?
Get him out. Try not to hurt him.
Hello, Bob McFadden again. 6 weeks later, since I spoke to the mannequin con-man-in-chief back on January 30th of this year, now it's March 9th, and there's been so much that's happened since then that I just felt that I needed to do a quick update. There's been a lot of ridiculous things that I'm sure you know about. I mean, our president keeps tweeting without thinking. He reads something in Breitbart about Obama tapping his phones in the Twin Tower, in his Trump Towers, and there's no truth to that, but he read it there in Breitbart, he puts it out there, and his supporters believe him. It's ridiculous. He watches Fox News, he sees something, half of a show, he thinks he saw something about Sweden, he announces at a rally. By the way, presidents don't usually go on rallies after the election, but he's not really busy. He's going golfing every weekend. The people who work for him they're doing all the work. He's signing the executive orders. He doesn't even know what's in there. But he sees something about Sweden, so he goes to a rally and says, "Look what happened to Sweden last night," as if there was some terrorist attack. There was no attack. He also saw something on Fox News. He watches Fox and Friends all the time. He thinks it's a great show. Everybody else is fake news. He says, Guantanamo Bay, there was someone who was released by Obama who did rejoin either ISIS or Al-Qaeda, and that's true. That part's true. But then he says 119 people released by Obama have all rejoined. when actually, when you look at the facts, 106 of the 119 were released by Bush. But his followers, his supporters don't know that because they just read his tweets and they think everything else is facts. It's ridiculous. That's not why I'm here, though. The main reason I came back. And he also has the secretary of, EPA, a climate change denier. That's ridiculous. Education against public schools. It's all ridiculous. But the main reason I'm back today is because during the interview with our mannequin con man in chief, we talked about repealing and replacing Obamacare with something much, much better, believe him. Well, now the Republicans have come up with a health care plan that does the same thing that all Republican plans do, and that is it robs from the poor and gives to the rich. So House Speaker Ryan, you and your health plan make me sick. And President Trump, if you sign that, you are not keeping one of your campaign promises because you said everyone would be covered and it would be paid by the government. This health plan covers less people, more cost, goes by age instead of income. It's ridiculous. It makes me sick, and so do you. Thank you very much. See you soon.